The micro SDX or uSDX or uSDR or micro SDR, uSDR plus, true SDX. There's a whole family of radios here. I know we've all seen them. They're inexpensive per se for a multi-band ham radio HF transceiver. And I've got them all, tried them all, pretty much, most of them. I want to give you some history on these things, give you my experience, what I've experienced, the good, the bad, the ugly about the uSDX radio family. Stick around. The uSDX or uSDR or micro SDX or micro SDR, whatever you want to call it. Let's talk about how these radios all came about. And I mean, there's a lot of them out there. This all started way back before there was a radio, many of you are very familiar with it, the QCX. The QCX is a 5-watt CW transceiver that was designed by Hans G0 UPL and then produced and built by QRP Labs, and really popular. I've got one. This is CW only, 5-watt little QRP radio. Mine's for the 20-meter band. These were for just, one band. Was real popular. And a few years back, two guys, and a lot of us know these guys from this world, but to start this whole project off, this was the project, the uSDX project, or what somebody would call the QCX SSB contact. They wanted to take this hardware that was just CW and turn it into an SSB radio as well. Those two were Guido PE1NNZ and Manuel DL2MAN, and they took this thing and developed what really ended up becoming, this one was the first one I ever had, the uSDX or the micro SDX. Now, these things, great job. An SDR radio, just genius. The software behind it, everything that went into it. The problem with it is they developed this thing, it started getting cloned, and I mean cloned like crazy. So they backed off and just a couple years ago came back in with their own version, the true uSDX, which is now kind of under their control and is built by licensed builders under those guys. But getting back to these, we've all seen them. They're all over eBay, AliExpress, I mean, Amazon, everywhere. I'm going to give you my experience with them. This was the first one I got. I don't want to give too many links to these because here's the biggest thing I found out in buying these radios is it's hit or miss. Like I got this one and I got this one on eBay and it ended up being a decent radio. It really did. Now, I talked to other people that obviously bought the same radio and they said it was just horrible. It didn't work. So very hit or miss. And that's the number one warning I want to tell you about these is buyer beware. You don't know what you're going to get because there's no consistencies in the builds of these things. There's so many people building them and putting them out there because they're like under $200. But I had a great experience with this radio and liked it and enjoyed it. I carried it to Europe with me. I used this thing in Europe as well. And this is what I call the red brick. Metal casing. But one thing I did find about these is with a mic, I could never get good signal reports. I always got bad audio reports using handheld mic. I tried different mics, what have you. Using this as a HT, I've had great success. Wonderful radio. So that's my experience with what we call the metal case. I call this one the red brick. I have recently got a little bit different form on the front of it, but almost it is the same radio with the metal case these. Now, one thing I'll tell you what I think why I had success with these is I bought mine on eBay and it said from a US, I bought it in the US. I got it quick for one, but I knew I could return it fast as well. So I've had a pretty good experience with that. Now, recently I got what they call the rubber corner. This is got a kind of a plastic case to it or whatever, but this one is actually called the uSDR Plus, and this is they call it the red corner radio. This one, once again, I got this one on Amazon, and I like it. And I had success with it. It puts out, I didn't say that about the other one too, somewhere around 7 to 8 watts output. These all have internal batteries in them. So there it is. Everything's right there. I like this. I've gone out on the beach with this. I did a video. I'll put links to videos where I'm using these, the ones that I have videos with. Some of these radios you're going to see I haven't done, but I'll put links to them down there. But I like this. Once again, I bought this on Amazon knowing that, hey, if this thing's like doesn't work, I'm going to turn it back in. So once again, successful operation. Now, following that, I started seeing some other ones out there, like this little thing. This was called the 3-band US 3-band radio, or uSDR, uSDX 3-band, or whatever. Cheap. I think I bought this on eBay for like $99, and it was I'll never see that $99 again. It was horrible junk. So when you see some of these takeoffs of these things like that, buyer beware on those. Another 3-bander that I had that worked. This one worked okay, and you've seen these out there. This one's got the Ham Geek thing on it, but this is the 3-band USDR, uSDX 3-bander. But the thing about this is it's 15, 20, and 40 meters. The software in this thing, when you cut it on, it's just like the other ones. You can go to all the bands or whatever, you just can't transmit off of them. Or can you? I would be scared that I was going to burn, the finals, screw something up or whatever. But this thing was meant. Now, I did not get very good audio reports from this. It worked. It worked okay. If you're thinking about experimenting with one of these, it worked okay. Was it as good as the Red Corner or what I call the Red Brick? No, these are the two best of that family that I own. I've got to be honest with you. Or maybe there's one more that comes close. And that would be the this is another version, the uSDX Plus here, and Plus. And this one with a microphone works pretty well. This was a nice little radio, actually, and I made great contacts with it. It worked okay. Sound-wise was all right. That's one thing I will tell you. The sound on the speakers on these two were really good. Great audio sound. The smaller speaker, I mean, it was good. It was okay, but not that great. One last try on that was a smaller version. I got this a year or two ago, the USDR. At the time, this was like $89, the cheapest thing on eBay at the time. I got this, tried it out. It was okay. I don't know if it was band conditions over the period of time. Tried it a couple times. I don't think this was really putting out much, if you wouldn't know what I was saying, maybe 2 or 3 watts. Whereas I know for a fact the bigger, better ones were punching. When I keyed up on those, I was punching 7, 8 watts under power. So that's another one that I tried. Yeah, I've got them all, and like I said, I did it as a collection just to try them. Getting through those are the ones I purchased online, and I'll tell you my thoughts on doing that as well. This is my second one of the true uSDX. I like these radios. I like them a lot. My first one, venture, I had the green one, so I got the orange one this time. They're licensed. I got them from licensed builders that are approved by Manuel, and they're great. The problem I have with these are the sound. You've got to put an external mic on it to really get it to sound good. Another thing, too, you're better off using it as a HT. Once again, I have just not found the mic yet for these that really works good, where I get good audio reports from them. It's just as easy, too, when you're out portable to use them as like HT type things. But yeah, the true uSDX, this one, what makes me cringe sometimes is I've seen people, and even on videos I've done this, said, Walt, I like that radio. It looks cool. I'm ordering one. It's going to be my first HF rig. Don't do that, man. This radio I really think is for a more experienced user. It's a lot of fun. It's a great radio to experiment with, but it is not your first HF radio. Please don't go out and make that mistake, because there's frustration. There's enough frustration in QRP. I love QRP because the sense of what the accomplishment when you make a contact is there. But you're going to get this as your first HF transceiver. You're going to go out and probably just hate it, to be honest with you. But if you're an experienced QRPer, then this thing's awesome. Fits in the palm of your hand like 2 decks of cards, and it's for size-wise. And it's amazing. It really is. Now, full circle. What thing has come full circle from the beginning of the, as I mentioned, history of the QCX. Now, QRP Labs has the QMX out, and I just got this one. I'll be using it soon. But now, through QRP Labs, there is a SSB now version of what was the QCX, now the QMX out there as well to try out. I'll put links, as many links as I can to my videos and whatever here. I just wanted to get together to tell you, put them all together, all the radios that I have here. And yes, I have them all. I wanted to put these all together and do a talk about them because I see people buying them. And here's my thoughts. If you're going to purchase any of these, one, do know you're buying a clone. Someone put some time in it to develop it. Someone basically stole someone else's thing to build these clones. Hey, that's up to you. I'm not judging you. I mean, they're out there. They're going to get sold. You might as well try one. That's how I felt about it, and I did it. Now, buyer beware. I really think that the avenue I took, why I do have some good ones that work, is because I bought them, one, from Amazon where I could return it, two, on eBay from here, me as an American in the States, where I could return it and would have an easier way of getting them back. Other than that, if you see them on other ways to buy them, hey, you may come through okay, but buyer beware. I am not promoting that you just go out and buy one of these because all of them are not alike. You hear so many horror stories. I've heard people with the red corner one said, I got it on, fired it up, and it fried out real, it was a piece of junk. And like I've had nothing but success with mine. So that's it. Just, be careful, beware. If you want to play around, they're for fun. It's an experiment. None of these are meant to be your everyday, end all be all radios to use. But if you want to try them out, give it a shot. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to play with, but they're not your everyday thing. And then buyer beware when buying them. And that's my thought on this kind of family of radios and what they're all about. Hey, if you're into HF radio, you're into QRP, if you're into like portable, POTA, all that good stuff, please like and subscribe. That's what I like to do. I like to get out portable, build some antennas, and have some fun, and that's what this channel's all about. Till next time, my friends, I'm Walt, K4OGO. Stay salty.